Donald Trump is ready to talk growth. That's the subject of the riff. All right, last week at the New York Economics Club, Donald Trump gave a tour de force speech centered on the optimistic theme of economic growth and how it enables everyone, no matter race, color, creed, to climb the ladder of success and achieve the American dream. His speech was a masterpiece. Not only the big picture themes, but the level of detail, in all likelihood, never before seen in a presidential speech. There will be much more than the economy in tonight's presidential debate with Kamala Harris, but I do believe Mr. Trump's New York Economics Club speech will be an important bridge to a strong performance in tonight's debate. Now, he's going to hold Kamala Harris's feet to the fire on all of her ultra-liberal progressive policies, decriminalizing illegal immigrants, the Green New Deal, EV mandate, misnamed Inflation Reduction Act, where she cast the deciding vote, her ban on fracking, her consistent objection to building a Trumpian wall on the southern border, her support for Medicare for all, ending private health insurance, and, of course, her big taxing and spending and regulating. Of course, she was Joe Biden's co-pilot for 3.5 years, encompassing the administration's numerous failures. Even to the point, by the way, where her so-called policy website just put up, well, it contained the source code that shows it was a copy-paste plagiarism of Joe Biden's campaign. Wow. As Kamala has said, her values haven't changed. So her many flip-flops are without meaning. But Mr. Trump's also going to defend his record on the economy, inflation, jobs, immigration, foreign policy. But his pro-growth economic plan will show viewers and voters the way out of the Biden-Harris affordability crisis, where over the length of their term, prices have outstripped wages on a cumulative basis. In fact, here's one stat. After inflation, income growth between 2021 and 2023 under Biden-Harris was only $1,350. But real income growth between 2017 and 2019 under Mr. Trump was $6,400, almost 5 times as much. Mr. Trump has a detailed plan of pro-growth policies to cut taxes, cut regulations, cut energy costs, cut unfair trading practices, a Musk commission to cut spending, and also an unbreakable commitment to keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. Now, some on Wall Street still think his plan is inflationary. This cannot possibly be. In the case of tariffs, for example, aimed at curbing unfair trading practices, American consumers will always boycott higher prices. Now, just as was the case with China tariffs, and there was no resulting inflation then, the burden of the tariff is borne by the Chinese company, who must cut their prices in order to sell in the U.S. What's more, Mr. Trump has proposed a corporate tax cut to 15% for domestically produced goods. That's pro-growth and counter-inflationary. Remember, supply-side incentives like these will produce more goods on the market by lowering prices, not raising them. It's Kamala Harris's massive tax hikes on both large and small businesses that will remove incentives and block goods production, thereby raising prices and causing higher inflation. Her economic speech in Atlanta not only included totally discredited price controls, but a $2 trillion price tag for additional spending and a $25,000 free money plan that'll jack up home prices, make them even more unaffordable and out of reach for young families. And finally, if Kamala ever did get an unrealized capital gains tax, it would absolutely crush the U.S. stock market. And it would also decimate some odd 130 million Americans with IRA, 401k savings, and retirement accounts. She hadn't flip-flopped on that one yet. Anyway, Harris Democrats never talk growth. Biden Democrats never talk growth. Tonight, I believe Donald Trump is ready to talk growth. And it's a winning message. All right? And that's the rip.